I was devastated when I heard the news. I mean, he's 86 years old. I mean, it's a great innings for anyone. You know, I think we would all like to get to sort of mid-80s onwards, but so you sort of expect it. And I'd seen him a few times around Old Trafford, and he looked like an old man, and he looked like, Father Time was catching up with him. But that doesn't take away the pain, the hurt, the sadness about losing just one of the greats. We heard it there, he wasn't just Mr. Football, Mr. England, he was Mr. Manchester United. He's got a stand named after him. He won everything the game could offer you, from World Cup to FA Cup to League to Ballon d'Or. He was just not just a genius, but every football club has its legend. Mm-hmm. And this is not me being biased. I don't think you can get more of a legend for any other club in world football than Sir Bobby Charlton, because he was part of the Munich air crash. He survived it. He came through it as part of the new build at Manchester United that 10 years later went on to win the European Cup under Sir Matt Busby. And then he was there when Sir Alex came in, and he was in the dressing room, and he watched the rebuild, and he saw Manchester United win the Premier League for the first time. He was there when we won the Champions League for the second time in '99, beat Bayern Munich. Everything about that club Sir Bobby Charlton was involved with, and it's just incredibly sad. It's also, I was talking to a friend of mine about this. It's also very difficult. I find it very difficult sometimes to talk about players that have passed on that my dad was a big fan of as well. So my dad used to speak about Sir Bobby Charlton because I lost my dad last year, and so it brings back those memories of my dad talking to me about it. So it's a very difficult time. Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, as you said there, he's such an iconic person. I don't think he's just a great footballer. I think he's just an iconic person. And it's almost like when you look at certainly the guys from 1966, they're almost superheroes, aren't they? Because they've done something no one else in this country's been able to do, which is win the World Cup. The way you listen to them speak, when we've heard Bobby Charlton speak in the past, Sir Geoff Hurst, and sadly, of course, from that 66, I think potentially the only one left.
That's right.
You look at these guys as beyond football. There are certain superstars out there, past and present, that you almost say to yourselves, yeah, they were great players. But then you think of Bobby Charlton, not only was he a great player, he seems like he was a great person as well. And he is what you call an iconic figure when it comes to football, not just in this country, but worldwide as well. And listen, this country would be worse off without him because of what he's done for this country, what he represented. And it's a sad, sad day, not just for Manchester United. Of course, he is, as you said, they're probably arguably the biggest United legend there is, but for football as well. I think as I said, there are certain legends out there that one club are legends for that club, but you talk about a guy that's legendary throughout every single football club in this country, and he will be missed.
If anyone has got any stories they want to share with the world, then we'd love to hear from you. 03717 722 3344. It's sad times like this when you hear a story for the first time. Might be you met Sir Bobby when you were a kid, and it maybe a story from 40 years ago and it's never been told before. So we'd love you to share it with everyone. 03717 722 3344. I'll ask you in a sec if you've ever met Sir Bobby, but I was lucky enough to meet him a few times. The last couple of times was when I somehow managed to blag my way into the director's box when I was working for MUTV, and then just before the game started, you had about 15 minutes to come off the pitch, and you had to get ready. And I knew someone that could get me in there, and then I had lunch. While the game was going on with Gary Pallister and I want to say Steve Bruce, but I don't think it was Steve Bruce. It was Gary Pallister and someone else. It will come to me. It might have been David May, actually. I think it was David May. And you got Sir Alex over there, and you got Sir Bobby Charlton, and they come over and they chat. And I literally was like 9, just standing up, going like, of course. And because I'd seen them a few times in the box, I got that sort of recognition and it was just an unbelievable feeling when either of them, from my perspective, they both had exactly the same presence. They'd walk in, and everyone. I said to Paul Hawksby earlier on when I was doing the handover, you didn't even need to see them come in. You could just look at other people's faces, and you've got these two gods of Manchester United walking through. And I was just, thankfully I got a picture with him. I got his autograph. My dad would have got me his autograph as well. Just sometimes you think how lucky you are. At the time, I knew how lucky I was to meet him, but sadly, when these superstars pass away, you think, thank goodness I was lucky enough to have 1-2 minutes with him. Yeah. Did your paths ever cross?
Do you know what? They did, and I can't almost remember where it was or why it would be in this particular place, but it was in a urinal somewhere. which is odd. I know, but I can't think where it was. But all I remember is going in there, obviously doing my business, coming out, and him walking in and going, "How you doing?" I think he said, "How you doing, son?" I think he said, "How you doing, son?" I went, "I'm good, thank you." You? He went, "Yeah, I'm very good." And that was it.
You do revert to being like a 10-year-old when a legend comes in there.
Of course. I mean, again, that was Bobby Charlton. But even I remember the first time I saw Fergie, as you spoke about it there, playing against. I was at Ipswich Town playing against Manchester United, and he walks out the room. It's almost like it's Alex Ferguson over there. It's as you said, these guys are not just. And again, we'll go back to Bobby. He's not just a fantastic footballer, a legend of the game. He is someone who. Do you know what I mean? Meant so much to people, and as you said, going through what he did with the Munich air disaster and the rebuild and the cups that he won, the Ballon d'Ors that he won, for me, he's just an iconic person and someone I think will. There are legends out there that some people forget about because you think, yeah, they were great on the pitch, and then there wasn't a lot else. With Bobby Charlton, there's so much more than that. So you're never going to forget him on the pitch, but also him as a person, as a man, you'll never forget him either. Yeah,
and I think when you're a kid growing up and you're kicking a ball around your back garden, you think, I want to win the World Cup. I want to be the best player on the planet, Ballon d'Or. I want to win the league. I want to win the FA Cup.
He did it all.
He did everything. Over 700 games for Man United, over 100 for England. I mean, there's legends, and then there's the next level up.
Of course, and he's in that category.
Yeah.